Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. Thank you. Oh, the mic is working, apparently. That's good. I'm Florentine Czelczyk. I'm the Provost and Vice President Academic, and I just want to let you know that we'll start in just a couple of minutes. We are just finalizing the last arrangements. We're a few minutes late, and then hopefully I can welcome you officially. So keep talking, and thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. The event will begin in a few seconds. Please take your seat and keep your mask in place. Please rise for the entrance of their honors, Lieutenant Governor Judy Foote and Mr. Howard Foote, and the Royal Salute. Thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. Good afternoon, everyone. For those who don't know me, I'm Florentine Czelczyk, the brand new Provost and Vice President Academic of Memorial University. Going off script right away, I'm thrilled to be here and to be able to introduce and be your MC this afternoon. Believe it or not, I've been here for 12 weeks and I have never been in the core science facility except today. So this is a really exciting event. We'll begin by acknowledging that the lands on which Memorial University's campuses are situated are the traditional territories of diverse indigenous groups, and we acknowledge with respect the histories and the cultures of the Beothuk, the Mi'kmaq, the Innu, and Inuit of this province. Welcome to the Core Science Facility. It's fantastic to see so many people here to celebrate this special event with us today. Welcome as well to all of those of you who can't join us in person and who are watching online. We really wish that you could be here with us today. Please join me in thanking the musicians who provided the music before we began this event, Brianna Lemon and Ida Liu. Thank you. Just a few housekeeping items before we really get going. So we have a large number of people here. I think a few of us are used to having large crowds and gatherings. So please keep your masks in place. In case we need to evacuate, brand new building, I hope we don't have to evacuate, but in case we have to evacuate, the assembly point is through the main doors and to the right of the parking garage. Well, I want to begin by welcoming our special guests today. Her Honor, Lieutenant Governor Judy Foote, and also official visitor to Memorial, who in 2016 was Federal Minister of Public Services and Procurement, and was on campus to announce the federal government's commitment of $100 million to the building of this project. It's good to have you with us here today and celebrate the end result of that project, Your Honor. Thank you for being with us. The Honorable Seamus O'Regan, Jr., Minister of Labor, and a true friend and supporter of Memorial University. Joanne Thompson, Member of Parliament for St. John's East. The Honorable Andrew Furey, Premier of Newfoundland and alumnus of the year in 2012, and another good friend and supporter of our university, the Honorable Tom Osborne, Minister of Education, hello, the Honorable Sarah Studley, just looking around, hello, Minister of Digital Government and Service, Newfoundland. His Worship Danny Breen, Mayor of St. John's, our Chancellor Susan Dyer Knight, and Board Chair Iris Patton. President Vian Timmins is also here and will speak to us a little later. I also wanted to now recognize former President Dr. Garrick Kaczynowski and former Provost Mark Abrahams, who were project champions for the core science facility since day one. Finally, welcome to those involved in the conceptualization, design, and construction of this building. The hardworking teams from facilities management, the construction contractor, and the design firms. So welcome to all of those who are here with us today. So 5 years ago, when this building project was announced, Dr. Kaczynowski called it a game changer, and it truly is. 480,000 square feet of modern research labs, including a hacking lab, teaching labs, faculty and student collaboration space, a new home for the departments in the Faculty of Engineering and Applied Science, and the Faculty of Science, as well as the Ocean Frontier Institute. A truly world-class facility for teaching and research that will improve the student experience, enhance recruitment and retention, and support the vigorous pursuit of new knowledge. And of course, home to the now famous, I like to think, blue whale skeleton hanging above us, thanks to the generous donation of Mark and Sandra Dobbin, and Craig and Lisa Dobbin, who unfortunately were not able to join us today. So we wouldn't be standing in this amazing location today without the strong support of our federal government partners. I'm pleased to welcome Joanne Thompson to the stage to introduce Minister O'Regan.
Hello and welcome. This is a special day for Memorial University of Newfoundland and the City of St. John's and our province as a whole. The Government of Canada understands how important investing in infrastructure is to strengthening our higher learning institutions, communities, and growing our economy. Here in St. John's, we are so proud to be supporting projects that emphasize the Memorial University of Newfoundland's continuing commitment to innovation through this modern collaborative research and laboratory teaching facility that was created to facilitate research partnerships with private industry. This collaboration is expected to generate jobs both directly in the university setting and potentially through the spin-off expansion of current businesses or development of new business opportunities. The core science facility is well equipped, not only to meet the realities of today, but also to continue to grow support in pursuit of knowledge and solutions to address the needs of our province, country, and beyond for the next 50 years. To tell you more, it is my sincere pleasure to introduce my colleague and friend, the Honorable Seamus O'Regan, Minister of Labour.
Thank you, Joanne. Joanne may be our newest MP, but she's learned an important lesson. Steal half the speech in the introduction. Mission accomplished. Cuts us down by a lot, don't worry. Your Honors, Premier, Minister, Chancellor Knight, President Timmins, former President Kaczynowski, and all of you. I know my good friend, the Honorable Dominic LeBlanc, wishes he was here as well. Of course, he being not only the Minister of Intergovernmental Affairs, but Minister of Infrastructure and Communities. Today, we officially open this incredible facility in this magnificent space. Just look up. Y'all want to. I'm giving you permission. Look up. Just look at it. 6,500 pounds of blue whale skeleton all the way from Rocky Harbor. And it found its way here. Like the tens of thousands of Newfoundlanders and Labradorians who, since 1925, also found their home here at Memorial. Like my dad, like my mom. A university not like any other in the country. A university that nourishes the economic, social, and cultural life of our province, of our home. This is a project that I have been close to since the beginning. From the announcement of funding from the Government of Canada in 2016, I have watched it rise over the Parkway, taking its place alongside the other iconic buildings on this campus. It is part of a legacy of visionary investment in this institution, and I couldn't be happier that the Government of Canada shares that vision. We are making critical investments like these right across the country to build up our communities, to build up our people, to build for the future. And I want, if you'll allow me as the new Minister of Labour for Canada, acknowledge the workers that built this great building and those that are working hard to build up our country. I had the pleasure of meeting some of them, and I want to thank them. Thank you. They got bragging rights to this one, that's for sure. Memorial has a mission to be an inclusive community dedicated to innovation and excellence in teaching and learning, research, scholarship, creative activity, science, and public engagement. And you can see all of that represented in this building. It is grounded in Memorial's special obligation to the people of Newfoundland and Labrador, and it is a product of a collaboration between the university, the Government of Canada, the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador, and major donors of great generosity and vision. This facility will serve as a pillar for science education in Newfoundland and Labrador for years to come. A facility designed for collaboration, innovation, and creativity. And I have no doubt that at some point in the future, maybe next year, maybe 10 years from now, or maybe next week, discoveries will be made in this building that will shape the future of our province and just maybe change the world. I want to thank everyone from this generation and from the generations previous, the ones who came before us. I want to thank them, the ones who got us here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. Your government's support for Memorial is unprecedented, and we hope the work carried out in this facility will benefit not just Newfoundland and Labrador, but also Canada and the world. The provincial government came on board with a $25 million cash contribution to support this new facility. So I would like to call on Education Minister Tom Osborne now to say a few words and then introduce Premier Fury. Welcome.
Thank you, Florentine. And good afternoon, everybody. It's certainly a pleasure to be here today with the Premier, our federal colleagues, Dr. Timmins and her team to officially open the core science facility. And standing here today, I am reflecting back on the considerable work, the considerable effort that went into creating such a state-of-the-art facility. This building is Memorial University's largest project since 1961. It is a result of funding from the provincial government, the federal government, and Memorial University. It was a massive undertaking that had significant positive impacts on the provincial economy during the construction phase alone. By September of 2021, the project had generated over 1.8 million tradesperson hours of work. That is significant. It had a daily peak workforce of 428 tradespersons on site in December of 2019. And not only was that good for our provincial trades and the economy, but it also presented an incredible opportunity for apprentices in the province. Apprentices and tradespeople in electrical, welding, carpentry, and other trades, many of whom graduated from or are set to graduate from our public and private colleges here in this province, had an opportunity to work alongside experienced tradespeople in this province on a 480,000 square foot facility right here in Newfoundland and Labrador. They learned while building this facility of learning. And I think that that's a wonderful connection. Most of the major procurement and spending for this facility also occurred in Newfoundland and Labrador, with over 180 million on mechanical, electrical, plumbing, civil engineering, and architectural work, as well as other trades. While we shouldn't lose sight of the positive impact this project had on the province's present, this facility was built for Newfoundland and Labrador's future. This facility will provide world-class educational opportunities for the people of the province. It will create an environment of inspired learning, research, innovation that will shape the future of our province. And with that, I would like to invite our Premier to speak a little more on that. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Minister. Dignitaries, Your Honor, and other Minister and other dignitaries, but most importantly, students. Welcome here today to this incredible day. It is so important for us all to be here for this groundbreaking ceremony with so much hard work has gone into it and securing it and procuring it and building it, and now to see it open for young minds that will shape the future of Newfoundland and Labrador is truly spectacular. I do have a fairly long speech. No, I'm just kidding. I'll cut it fairly short, as most people will be repeating a lot of this. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm quite keen and anxious and excited to do a tour. We're so graciously hosted, of course, by President Timmins and her team, and thank you so much. This must be a proud moment for you and former President Kashinowski. What a true privilege it is to be here. You all had the vision and understanding to build what it takes to move Newfoundland and Labrador forward, and I want to thank you on behalf of the entire province. I have to say, though, I'm a little envious of this faculty and students who will be able to use this incredible building to learn and to teach, because as a Memorial graduate and a tenured associate professor myself, with many, 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 many years here in this university and all over the world, I know how important it is for students to be able to learn and grow, discover, in such an important world-class facility like this. I mean, I remember in the dark of night counting fruit flies, dissecting invertebrates, and staring endlessly into petri dishes with blurry eyes And it was nothing like this, I can assure you. So this is the future, and welcome to it. It's definitely a step above, a step in the right direction, a step for science, a step for students, a step for education, and a step for the province. As Premier of Newfoundland and Labrador, I'm extremely proud that this beautiful building is right in the heart of the province's esteemed, learned institution, the cornerstone of our province, Memorial University. And as Dr. Strelchek said, this facility will provide world-class research and teaching spaces for students in fields that will define the very future of Newfoundland and Labrador. Departments of biochemistry, biology, chemistry, not my favorite, but apparently my daughter's, and the full Faculty of Science. The Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering and the Faculty of Engineering and Applied Sciences, we were chatting earlier. This is not just an academic exercise. This leads to discovery, to business opportunities. It leads to growth in our economics all across the province. And as we were talking before, it's so incredible to see some of the successes that were born of the engineering faculty here at Memorial University. I also know that the Ocean Frontier Institute, a collaboration between Memorial University, Dalhousie, and the University of Prince Edward Island, will work in this facility. OFI research will improve prediction and mitigation of major storms. And of course, we don't need any reminders of those today. Help to better manage the ocean's living resources. Will help improve aquaculture potential to meet global seafood demand, and strengthen marine transportation policy and risk reduction, and will transform how we monitor the ocean with new data capture and IT tools. Now, I have to tell you, I spoke extensively about this in my recent trip to COP26 in Scotland, where world leaders would gather to discuss the future of our planet and the environment. What's often left out of that conversation, though, is the ocean and the impact it plays. Not on pollution, but it's that too, but we all like to talk about trees and forests when it comes to carbon capture, but oftentimes the ocean is left out of that equation. And we have one of the largest ocean sinks right off our coast, and it's barely talked about here in Newfoundland and Labrador, capturing up to 30% of the ocean's capture right off our coast in the Labradoran Current. That's why it's so important that the Ocean Frontier Institute is here, so that we can discover, learn, and contribute to the global environmental models that often don't reflect this important sink. But that work, that important work, not for St. John's, not for the province, not for the country, but for the world, will be done right here in this incredible institution. I believe this faculty will be a centerpiece as the Memorial recruits domestically and internationally. The students who come through those doors will bring an important change over the coming decades, not just in the province, but again, around the world. This work done at this facility will lead to exciting opportunities for Newfoundland and Labrador, for students and researchers, help attract and retain high qualified personnel who recognize the value of interdisciplinary collaborations that will solve complex problems of today and tomorrow, and will help grow our economy. Memorial is more than just a learning institution, though. It's a place of social gathering, a policy instrument for the province. This is a place where many, many generations and many to come have learned, have grown, and frankly, have created lives for ourselves here in Newfoundland and Labrador. Everything I am is because of Memorial University of Newfoundland and Labrador. Not just the 15 years of degrees, although that helps, but my parents met here in a one-off chance meeting over a missed psychology class just across the road in the old science building. So this will create future generations beyond the academic research, beyond the economic contributions. Indeed, will continue to grow our province. Thank you very much.
I would like to invite now Dr. Timmins, President and Vice Chancellor of Memorial University, to share her thoughts on what the core science facility means for the university and for our province.
Thank you so much, Florence. and all of our Memorial family who are here. This is a beautiful building, but I can't stand up here by myself and talk about and take credit for it. I would like to invite, and he didn't know I was going to do this, Gary Kachanowski to stand with me. I did give him a little heads up, and he said to me, "Are you going to make me speak? I don't want to speak." And I said, "No, but I, in good conscience, need you beside me, shoulder to shoulder." You know what is more incredible than the facade you see? It's what's happening behind the walls. At some point this week, more than 3,000 students in biology, chemistry, and engineering came through this building. More than 3,000 of our students. They came to attend labs, to meet their professors, and to use some of the many modern, bright, sunny study spaces. I remember I had a spot in the library that I always went to, and students are going to find their spots here. Hundreds of grad students are here, working with faculty on exciting new research projects, including green chemistry and artificial intelligence. You know, when I describe what's happening behind the walls, I need to mention that many of the walls are glass, so you can actually see all the work that's being done there. The design of this building is innovative, and it's meant to encourage research among disciplines. Who knows what scientific advances will come out of the collision between organic chemistry and electrical engineering? I'm curious, for example. Of course, none of this would be possible without the support of our partners in the federal and provincial governments. In the federal government, our federal cabinet minister, Seamus O'Regan, has been a wonderful supporter of this building since elected and has come to see it as it's moved along. The provincial government with our premier and also the premier before him, Premier Ball, they have been, as you heard, amazing supporters. And our minister, Minister Osborne, thank you for all your support. You know, it's not just the university that benefit from the construction. As mentioned, it's been one of the largest construction projects in the province over the last 5 years. Core science is a national investment. And as our minister said, performed by Newfoundland and Labrador companies primarily. It was completed on budget, so that was under me. For a project of, but because of the brilliant planning, for a project of this size and scope during a pandemic, that's particularly noteworthy. It's a great accomplishment. And it simply could not happen without the dedication, hard work, and support of many, many people. So thanks go to those who saw the need for and the potential in this project a decade ago, especially the former president standing beside me, and the provost, Noreen Golfman, and Mark Abrams. Where are you, Mark? And Mark Abrams. To the memorial staff who shepherd it through all stages of development, facilities management, health and safety, ITS, CITL, animal care, and the CREATE network, and technical services, and there's even more. The faculty members in engineering and science who now have a space worthy of their skill and vision, and to our students who inspire us to undertake these big projects to create vibrant learning spaces that enhance campus life. And in Newfoundland, we should be world-class and have world-class facilities such as this, because we are world-class. This project began before the development of our new strategic plan, Transforming Our Horizons. But in many ways, the core science facility embodies the aspiration of our plan. Today's challenging problems will not be solved in silos. We need to learn from each other and take bold action together. Transforming Our Horizons calls on us to do just that, to reimagine, to reorganize, and to reform our boundaries to create robust networks. This building reflects every theme in our plan: proactive programs, inspired learning, dynamic research, commitment to communities, promotion and pride. It's a physical example of how we want to shape and invent the future. Of course, just as we collaborate across disciplines, we also depend on our donors, alumni, and supporters They are catalysts for propelling Memorial into an ever brighter future, where we serve this beautiful province and beyond. So, blue skeleton above us, it's a focal point for this building, meant to inspire the next generation of scientists and researchers. You know, we have a beer named after this whale. I haven't tasted it yet. I haven't even gotten a can yet, but I hear many of you have. I can drink beer with you too. So I am looking forward to getting a can of beer that has a whale on it. It reflects Memorial's expertise in ocean-related research and highlights the importance of protecting animals and their ecosystems. Our core science facility is an amazing addition to our province for all to enjoy, but it's students and faculty who will truly benefit from this facility. Before I introduce Dr. Jonathan Anderson, I want, on behalf of myself and all of us here, give an acknowledgement to you, Gary, for dreaming, for visioning, and for knowing that this is possible. So thank you. So now I'm going to introduce Dr. Jonathan Anderson, a faculty member in Engineering and Applied Science, who's been instrumental in the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering's move to the core science facility. He's very excited about the potential of this building, as we all are. Dr. Anderson, do you want to come forward and say a few words?
Thank you. Your Honors, Premier, President Timmins, ministers, honored guests, something special is happening right here. This new infrastructure, this new facility for science and for engineering, it's going to enable exciting things, and those things are so much more than just a building. I'm talking about new capabilities for teaching, for research, for public engagement, for entrepreneurship. We're talking about collaboration across traditional boundaries. We're talking about facilitating innovation in ways that are really going to shape the future of this province. This new science and engineering building, it's going to enable teaching and research capabilities that we didn't have before. In the tour, you're going to see a new radio frequency anechoic facility. So it's a big metal box. It's up in that corner of the room, but it's a very special metal box. And that's going to enable research in remote sensing, things like high frequency radar that does ocean sensing. It's going to enable research in wireless communications. It's also going to support the efforts that our students have right now to try and build small satellites to put into orbit in the next few years. We have a new lab that's going to support things like the safe indoor operation of autonomous robots, drones, aerial drones. A space that, when we designed it with the architects at HOK, we were told that this might actually be the first in the world to be designed for this purpose in this way. We have a new hacking lab, and this is indeed something that I am particularly excited about. I teach computer security, and I am really excited, President wasn't exaggerating, to be able to enable hands-on cybersecurity learning with practical exercises for that next generation of computer engineers, computer scientists, and actually plans for outreach activities with high school students, and more. Engineering and beyond, these engineering and beyond collaborations are made possible by infrastructure. They're made possible by facilities, and they're made possible by our people. Something special is happening here with our students who graduate, who go out into the world, who make their mark, who start companies, who do social entrepreneurship, who do all kinds of things to make their mark on this world. We've got a pretty okay track record of spinning out companies, and there's a lot more to come. We have new interdisciplinary collaborative programs where people are working across the traditional boundaries of the engineering building and the science building and the chemistry. We're bringing people together, and our people are already starting to work together in ways that we haven't seen before. And not just that. I was speaking with a colleague at a very eminent other Canadian institution just this week, and she was telling me that at her institution, science and engineering, they can't do joint programs, not because of a rule written somewhere, but because their people don't work together. They're siloed, mistrustful, and they can't do the things at this eminent Canadian institution that we are doing here now. So something special is happening right here, and this is going to enable us to do amazing things together. So on behalf of all of my colleagues, fellow faculty members, researchers, everyone in engineering and beyond, thank you so much for investing in the growth and the potential and the future innovation at this institution. The future is bright. And when something special happens here, it happens for all of us. So thank you very much.
Small glitch in the program, I suppose. Thank you, Jonathan. But I thought we had a student speaking as well. No. That is too bad. I would have loved to hear from one of our students. Thank you, Jonathan, for your speech. It's inspiring to hear you talk about the core science facility and the hacking lab, so I know more about it now than I did before. So this building is a tremendous asset to Memorial, but it is the people who will make it come alive. So we want this building to be a catalyst for transforming tomorrow, an inspiring space for our entire community. And that's why I'm delighted to announce that today's event kicks off an entire year of celebration and public engagement. There will be opportunities for alumni and their families to visit. A contest to name our new friend hovering above us, and whale and ocean-related themed events and activities, and much more. So we can't wait to welcome the community to this beautiful facility and to see the transformation that is already underway at Memorial. Of course, to do that, we must first officially open the building. So there's a bit of a process around that. So I would like to call on Her Honor, the Lieutenant Governor, Minister O'Regan, MP Thompson, Premier Fury, President Timmons, Dr. Naderer, and Dr. Fridgen to come forward. Please bring the safety goggles that are under your seats. All right. So we could have, let me just explain a little bit while our colleagues here and our VIP gets dressed for the event. So we could have opened the building with a ribbon cut, of course, by a pair of scissors, but why would that be a lot of fun when we are opening a science building? So our federal and provincial partners are going to help us with a science experiment to open the building in style. Don't do anything yet. I need to explain first what we are doing. Don't do anything yet. So, hold on. She's way too eager here. You know, it's like back in the classrooms there. So Dr. Barry Power is an assistant professor in the Department of Chemistry. Raise your hand. Where's Dr. Barry? There we are. So he's going to, look to him, please. He's going to be leading today's ceremonial opening activity and ensure safety. I must note that this experiment has been approved by Memorial's Environmental Health and Safety team. So, Minister O'Regan, and Premier Fury. Well, let me explain first what will be happening because it's going to be fast. They will be pouring sulfuric acid onto a ribbon that has been there, it'll be good, that has been prepped with hydrogen peroxide. Okay, so that will cause a chemical reaction. I'm so glad I'm behind all of this. That will cause a chemical reaction that will cause the ribbon to disintegrate. Chemists call the mixture of these two substances piranha solution for how aggressive it is. So I'd like to think, sorry, that is true. So I'd like to think, it represents the tenacity, maybe, with which this project was completed. So Dr. Power, when everyone is, just supervise, maybe get a little closer there. When everyone is ready, please let Dr. Timmons know, just supervise a bit, and she will give us the countdown from 5. Where are we? Can you give her the nod? No, not yet. I like it. People not following instructions. It's great. Okay. Dr. Power? You will have to count down, but he's going to give the okay. Sorry, I'm speaking with my mask. Aren't you counting? Are we counting down? Oh, not yet. Okay. All right. So it's self-evident, I suppose, that this concludes the speaking portion of the event. We really appreciate your time and your support for this transformational project. Thank you, everyone, for coming today and sharing in our celebration. As you leave, please take a wrapped whale cookie with you and keep the wrapping. It contains a QR code that will allow you to learn more about this amazing facility. Thank you. And now please stand for the exit of the Vice-Regal Party. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.